Right, that's a bit of an insider thing because you're right. That's one of those like suspect things that does show up as spam in our mailbox with the Viagras and the lower your mortgage payments. Like,
I got an email today for like dual toilet so I can take a shit next to my wife. I'm all excited about that. That's what
really? The guy,
yeah.
Who wouldn't want to do that?
Remember the old Saturday Night Live skit where they had the dual toilet, that's where they got.
Wait, really? Wait, was that a gag gift or what?
No, it was a real
Who
email.
Who the fuck would want to do that?
I don't
Jeff,
know.
some people want to share all intimate
And apparently it's good for the environment. If that was what their thing is, good for the planet.
That's not right, man. That's
if some people are closer to their wives than you.
I'm very close to my wife, and my wife is French, and it took me a while to get used to, even just when we were going out before we were married, that I would be in the bathroom, and I'm just peeing, there's nothing that serious going on. And she'd just walk in, and I'm like, hey, excuse me. But because she's in Europe, they're just what's your problem? I've seen that before, and I've seen what you're doing before, so no big deal.
On the street.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they have no hang-ups that way.
That just brought a story.
Oh, yeah. You want to hear this story? Yeah. Wait, I'll let you tell a story, but let me
It's about getting someone watching me pee, Jeff.
Okay, but then can we get back to the buyer side
tell us
stuff?
about someone watching you pee.
Dude.
Okay, go for it.
You ever seen, Buffalo 66?
No, I know what it is.
Christina
that
Ricci,
movie
right?
with what's his face?
We could divert this. That's like an extra off-topic inside of the off-topic, but that's another great movie, and I love it. But the whole thing starts off, and it's very Kubrickian in that it's very much about someone trying to control their world and minimize, exigencies and stuff, but having no ability to do it. So the guy starts off, and it's all embodied in the fact that he has to take a leak. He just got out of jail, right, where his whole world's controlled. Then he has to take a leak. And the one thing that he could choose to do, he can't do. He goes into restaurants, and they're like, you have to be a diner here. Get out. And he finally goes, and it just builds up so that 30 minutes in, you're like, God damn, I just want him to take a leak. I feel for him. And then when he finally goes, someone's checking his unit out. And then it fucks him up, and he can't leak.
Oh,
he,
man.
zips up and punches the guy or something and runs out. But anyway, I was on the BART, and I think... which is the Bay Area Rapid Transit. I'm gonna name check it. And there's this dude looking at me, and I was, in my mind, I was like, what's this dude want? This guy's got some trouble with me or something. And I was thinking, it's like a challenging stare, right? So I would look back at him now and then, fucking mind your own business, And that went on for a while. And then I thought, I stopped noticing him, and I thought nothing of it. And then, I get off at my stop, and I go to use the bathroom at the BART at the North Berkeley.
So this was pre-9/11.
No, this was after.
Really?
This was when I was
I guess they've
here.
opened
this
them
was
up
just
again.
Last year.
Because the restrooms were closed for a long time.
They're open again.
Okay.
And so
thank God.
I'm starting to go in, and it's a single-use crapper. You go in there, and there's just a crapper. And so I'm going in, and I turn around, and I hear the door, and a hand reaches in and stops it. And I look, and it's the same dude from the train. And at that point, I was already had my pants down. And I turned, I was like, what are you doing, dude?
You were reading the signals wrong.
And then he was like, yeah, he was still coming in. I was like, get the fuck out, man. And then he went, and then then I came out and looked. It's like, dude,
And it was Larry Craig.
Was it just some thing where this guy had to go real bad and didn't know that it was a unit joint? And I looked, and he was getting back down to go on the train again. It wasn't even his stop. But that was...
You read the signals. You thought he was giving you a glare.
I read it wrong. Yeah,
he was checking you out.
He tapped you with his foot. So he signaled with his hand.
Yeah, you did the signal
for
with the fingers.
I didn't mean to be a dick to him if I said the wrong signal, but it was weird because it's don't come in here, man.
So not only are you a bully, you're a tease.
No.
Man, Sean Elliott is such a cock tease.
When we say that, when we use that word, we mean in the chicken sense, just so we don't get censored by anyone.
So, okay, now go back. Let's talk about the
I just want to get I noticed in one of these magazines here, it was one of those T-shirts. I'm laughing because these guys pointed a shirt out to me that says, "Don't tease unless you can please." So we know
Sean.
We know we're buying Sean.
I get EverQuest 2, you get that T-shirt.
You need to wear that on BART every day.